Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
What can I do about it? And I'm like, well, there's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. And I thought, you've got to be kidding.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter, where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. I'm your host, Alina, and I'm interviewing 45 women over the age of 45 while they're sitting in my makeup chair and getting their makeover for the project's photo shoot. Here we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we'll listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com. Welcome, Zinnia. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Alina.
Tell us a little bit about your son.
Okay. So, I'm 54 years old. Mm-hmm. I have two sons. One's 30 and one's 21. And I'm about to get married in a few weeks' time for the fourth time.
Oh, that's so exciting. Fourth time is the charm, right?
Now it's fourth time lucky now, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, and he's really nice. He's been my partner for 4.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else? I was born in the Philippines, and I left when I was 9. We went to Papua New Guinea, because my parents were contract teachers. And then when I was 15, that's when we immigrated to Australia.
15?
Yeah, I was 15.
I was 13.
So I'm kind of pretty much an Australian, not really.
That's right.
Not really a Filipino, although I love the Filipino culture. So.
And you've been back?
Yes, only twice. I've only been back twice, and the first time actually was when after 30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
wow.
And it was such a change, and then I think I went back 2017, and with Greg.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is he Filipino as well?
No, he's Australian.
So it was his first time to sort of experience your background.
That's
your
right.
culture.
Yes, and he experienced being fed a lot.
Of course. That's the best part.
Yeah, it was like, let's go and eat. It's always let's eat. And so we put on so much weight when we were there. So we were only there for I think 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we put on so much weight. It was crazy.
Do you have lots of family there as well?
Yeah, most of them are there because I've only got my immediate family, my mum and dad and my 2 brothers and their family. Mm-hmm. And I have an uncle and his family.
Yeah. And
then my mum's second cousin and their family. And that's pretty much all I have here. Mm-hmm. And all of them are all in the Philippines.
Wow.
And obviously they're huge. They're huge. Because dad had, they were 11.
Yeah.
And then mom, they were 7. Mm-hmm. And so I don't even remember my cousins. And there's just so many of them. Yeah.
That's great to have such a big family though.
Yeah.
And a place to go to visit.
That's right. This is another thing of mine. I don't like my photos being taken, so here I am.
Yeah, after this, you will.
Because I feel like, do I look fake? Yeah, I'd rather, whenever someone takes a photo of me, I say to them, just take a photo of me when I don't know you're taking a photo of me.
Zinnia, what do you do for a living?
So currently I'm a project manager for a business that my partner and I run. He's a consultant, but the website's actually being created right now, and it's called The Evolving Being, and my part in it will become mainly it's like so I'm into movement coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all somatic. There's not much talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm creating all these workshops that's basically, I don't think anyone's kind of done it, so I don't know how I'll go.
It's quite an original, but
It's quite an original thing because it's, it's somatic coaching. So basically no talking at all. It's mainly helping you through movement, through your body,
right.
Listening to what your body is saying most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That
And
sounds interesting.
yeah. And so I've got 4 workshops lined up.
Right.
And the first one is called Present to Being Me. So that first one is basically getting to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what makes you tick,
mm-hmm.
how you go about your life in this world. And then second one is journey through your senses.
Right.
So I'm very much into being present with whatever you're doing. So it's like a workshop where I'm going to take you through cooking classes.
Right.
And you have to taste whatever it is you're cooking, and then smelling it, and then so it's just basically journey through your senses, your sight.
And do you describe it? Like, when you taste of or
Yes, so I would like so all the contestants kind of really, I want them to just be there and describe what they're tasting.
Mm-hmm.
And and then the senses, and then the workshop that I've got, the last one, there's another one, but it's mainly for couples.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the last one is I want to take them away to Italy.
Yeah.
And we'll have a retreat there with just basically celebrating everything. And but that's not all. It's like, it's such a big program, basically. Mm-hmm. So that's just the gist of it.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck with that. And make sure you tell us how you go.
Will do.
Zinnia, everyone changes with age. What positive changes have you experienced?
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I love learning about myself. Hence, I'm doing these workshops. So, I've just, even what you call as failures, I've learned from it. So, but the thing is, the one thing that I've noticed is that through all the changes that I've made, what I've realized is I seem to be going back to how I was when I was a little girl, being carefree and just loving my own being, my own self. And so that pretty much is, I'm nearly there. Yeah. I've gone through a lot of therapy for it, and a lot of workshops and all these things, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It's such a journey. And I don't think we get there. It just gets...
But it's a rewarding one.
Yeah, anyway. It just gets a little bit better every time you learn something new. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Zinnia, what is the biggest challenge you've experienced at your current age?
My current, there's one word, and it's menopause. It's crazy. It's just, I didn't think it was going to affect me as much as it had, because, I'm pretty healthy, and full of life kind of thing. And all of a sudden, and I don't get sick. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to the doctor every week because something is going on with my body. And the thing is, there's such a stigma about menopause. Whenever I go to the doctor, it's like they're saying, "Oh, you're just on menopause. That's it. What?" And I said, "Well, what can I do about it?" And I'm like, "Well, there's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it." And I thought, you've got to be kidding. So, yes. And even, and then I asked, ladies who's gone through it, And they don't seem to want to open up about it. And menopause, it's so funny. Whenever I start talking menopause to other women, it's like they don't want to know. It's a no-go topic. And I'm like, I don't get it. Why? Everyone's going through it. So I've had to go on this journey. You know, I've gone to naturopaths, homeopaths, everything, you know, because the normal doctors weren't helping me at all. So, and through that, I've finally I think I've found what is right for me. Oh my gosh, I tried the HRT and it just wasn't working for me. Like, I became bloated. I put on more weight and I thought, this is not what I want. And so, so in the end, I've got some naturopathic pills that I take. But, you know, everybody's different. Every woman's different. And I think we just need to talk about it. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. Ignore it. I know. I think for me, it's, you know, it's another stage of our lives. And I think it's something to celebrate. And I know it's hard, but I think if we came together, you know, we can help each other through it. You know, instead of, it's just, it's such a taboo. Yeah. It's a dangerous topic too. I know. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy. So yes, that's another thing I want to do somewhere in this busy year is to form a women's group, like a perimenopausal to postmenopausal. It's like a support group, you know? Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's the biggest. Yeah.
Thank you. Zinnia, describe your greatest accomplishment, please.
Oh, I think raising my two boys is my greatest accomplishment. It's, you know, because, you know, I was raised up. You know, how, you know, a lot of people my generation, I guess, we were raised to not say a thing because we're kids and we don't say a thing. You just do as you're told. And that's how I was raised. And I was such a strong-willed child. And so I got into a lot of trouble. I had, you know, it seems as if I was born knowing who I am, you know, and no one's going to stop me kind of thing. And so I got into so much trouble. But I remember when I was 13, I said to myself, I'm raising my children differently. Yeah. I'm so and so that's what I did. And so I raised them the way I would have wanted to be raised. And, you know, gave them lots of hugs. And I basically gave them a choice. And the funny thing is, it's, you know, the older people will say, oh, what are you doing? They don't know anything. But kids know everything. You know, you just need to give them a space to be themselves kind of thing. And I mean, you still need to discipline them. You still need to make sure you have boundaries. What's wrong. That's right. Because when you have your own boundaries, then they learn their own boundaries, right? And so they grow up to know who they are and they have their own boundaries and they know when to say no. And so, so I've raised my two boys that way. So, you know, they're not into drugs. They think for themselves and they're very different. I mean, you know, they're two different kids, right? And I think the thing is when we were being raised, it's almost like they're trying to put you in a pocket, like all of you need to be in this pocket, but we are also different. So so I've two different kids I have. So one is introverted in his room all the time, playing computer, and he's the 30-year-old, you know, like after work, I'm going to go. But the other one, so out there, like every time he's out there, he wants to help people and It's so different. Yeah. So I think I've done a great job. Yeah. So I think that's my greatest accomplishment. Oh. Yeah.
What advice would you give your 30-year-old self?
Yes, I have one advice to my 30-year-old self, and it's not to get disheartened with people and to always see the good in them, because, you know, sometimes you can become cynical when, you know, sometimes people aren't kind. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I like it. it. I'm going to remember this one. Keep it.
Yes.
And on that topic as well, what advice would you give other women who would come to your age and maybe come across similar obstacles? What advice would you give them?
Yeah. So I think what I would tell them is to get to know who they are at a very young age. So then they know their boundaries and they know when to say no, and you know, no one can tell them what to do, because you know, they have the sense of, well, no, that's not who I am, that's not what I want to do. And you know, and I really wish, I mean, seeing a lot of the girls these days, they focus so much on their external beauty, right, and nothing in the internal. And so, you know, I really tell them to work on your internal beauty first.
Yeah.
Because what I've found is when you work on yourself inside, the outside follows anyway. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I've seen it so many times. I mean, you see, you know, people, ladies who are just average looking, but they're beautiful. You look at them and they're just beautiful because they're beautiful inside. Yeah. So I think that's what I would just tell young women of today, is not to, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, don't make yourself look good externally. Yes, certainly, you know, you've got to, right? But not focus. Yeah, work on your inside. Yeah. So, yeah.
Such a wise lady you are.
Thanks.
And what is your favorite quote about being a woman?
Yeah, I love this one.
And Zinnia, what is your favorite quote about being a woman?
Okay, so I have this just one. It is, I am woman, I bend, I don't break. So I'm going to say it again. I am woman, I bend, I don't break.
Oh, that's awesome. I thought
yeah, so that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing.
That's okay. Thank you.
If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com.